That Nicholas Clayton knew what he was doing. I'm blown away. It's so big.
And now you're stepping out of the family space into the servant's domain.
You've got to be happy with the amount of property. And who doesn't want to go into the attic of an old house? So this is great.
And the first thing I'll show you is look up. So there would have been more stained glass ley lights up here. And there's a big cupola on the house that's glass that lets light in to illuminate this and also for heat to rise up and get out. So everything's about air movement.
Yeah, the airflow.
Airflow. And so it doesn't work real well. It is brutal working here in the summer.
Oh, I believe it.
You can see some more condition issues. That was completely taken out with termites. The windows are falling out. It's all been repaired. It's all. You see these little holes. This is where we did.
Oh, the treatment, right?
Every fall in the house. Normally, you just treat the perimeter around the windows. They were so bad we had to do every single wall from one side or the other. But this would have been JC and his wife Snelley's bedroom.
It's a nice size. I like it.
It was set up for a bed and a sitting area. And I think they would have lived up here. You know, the downstairs was for entertaining. They would have come up here at a sitting space by the fire. You know, the rooms are huge.
Yes.
It was just JC and his wife and their grown daughter. She married. Fireplace, room, sink, great big walk-in closet. You know, very modern. But you can see the crown moldings still there, but it's not as ornate as downstairs. The floor looks fancy, but it was actually put down by Eliza Kempner. This is the daughter of Daisy's bedroom, and it's huge.
It is massive.
And this is the sweetest thing, I think, in the whole house to me. This is the original tile on Berkeley.
Oh my gosh.
A little daisy pattern for Daisy, and I know it's original because it's got the company stamped in the back, and I found the catalog pages where it was sold in 1893.
That is so cool.
This all has to come out, be repaired, and go back, but it'll go back with the original stuff on it. So when we're done, it will be just like it was, just solid on the inside. But another big walk-in closet, and this is where that infamous window opened.
Yes.
This used to be an open porch. When she did the remodel, she closed in the two porches on the second floor for extra space. My guess is it was a sleeping porch because they would not have had air conditioning.
Wow. It's massive.
Bathroom. I say it's so ugly, but it's this model-y tile. It's all here. There's one little broken piece and one hole drilled in it, but it can be cleaned. She put in radiator heat when she remodeled and took out that central heat. So these are open so that their heat from the radiator can come out to the bathroom.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they've got the rain shower head and the big tub leads into this bedroom, which is over that sun porch. You can see kind of the condition issue here. This was an emergency. We started on this the day we closed. The roof was missing in places. There were big holes. Water was coming through. The ceiling was collapsing. It was going down and damaging below. So all this had to come out and be rebuilt, treated for termites. But you can see the change in style. This is very, again, that Spanish revival that was popular in the 20s.
I do like the doors though.
I love the doors, and you can see the radiators that she put in. They're all hidden.
Oh, nice.
Grates.
Let's take a peek out in the backyard. You've got to be happy with the amount of property you have though.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you have half the block.
Yes, it's a lot to mow. I mowed it for a year and a half with a push mower by myself.
Oh my gosh.
Because there were so many rocks and stumps and obstructions in there, you couldn't get a big lawnmower in. And we spent months just walking with the shovel.
Yeah.
And picking all the things out and cutting down the stumps so that a big mower, but now it's getting mowed by someone else.
That's
really
the biggest
grateful,
thing.
Very grateful.
Big accomplishment.
Small favors. But this is fun. They needed a way to access it and not go through the bedroom, so they created this little hallway and turned it into this fun little dressing.
Oh wow, that is really
You
cool.
can see we had a little water roof issue there. All that collapsed, all this collapsed.
I mean, I would say this is pretty livable.
Yeah.
Even the condition now.
This is what I call Uncle Lee's bedroom because one of Eliza's sons, Robert League Kempner, never married, and this was his bedroom. But it had that same termite issue that came up from the dining room and it took out the fireplace, did a lot of damage. We have a leak in the fireplace. But you can see this is the floor I was telling you Eliza
Oh, yeah.
put on to modernize it. This is the original floor, and they didn't even bother to finish it. They finished around the edges and put a rug down. So
Wow.
it's not even quality. I mean, we would consider it quality wood
Yeah.
today, but it's just kind of rough construction pine. They finished the edge, threw a rug in. So
Hey.
you know, up here was no money spent.
Uh-huh.
That's a big
It was the
bucket.
fanciness, yeah.
This is a nice bright room. It would have had these same walk-through windows that were downstairs going out to a big open porch.
Mm.
But Eliza closed that in to make more living space. In the 40s sometime, this bathroom was added, which is a really cool mid-century modern bath, but doesn't
It really
quite
is
go
kind of nice.
with the house.
Definitely stands out.
I'm a little torn about what to do with that. But I was going to turn this old porch into a big bathroom suite. So we started doing some demolition, and you can see the original porch floor down here and the original porch ceiling.
Ah.
This would have been open with columns and a rug around it to catch that nice breeze coming from the south and feed into the house. So we are trying to open for tours this summer. We're going to open as a work in progress. Obviously, we'll put up some rails so people can come see for themselves what's going on, how it looked, how it was built from the inside, and follow along with the work we're doing.
I love that because you can go into the Bishop's Palace and see how nice it is. You can go to Moody Mansion and see how awesome it is. But to see an actual restoration process,
See the
I
depth
think.
of it and see what's involved.
Especially being one of the Broadway beauties, in
It's
my
not-
opinion.
There's only
Yeah.
5 left. So when Gladys Kempner passed away and left us to the fund, they decided that they wanted a deed restriction that it could never be torn down, the lots could never be divided. So that's why it's still standing today.
Yeah.
It would have been torn down and this would have been developed into something like the apartments
Uh-huh.
next door. So, you know, big shout out to them for wanting a family home preserved. And in hindsight, you know, what a great gift to Galveston to still have it.
I love the details. Like everywhere you look, there's just some different style of detail there.
And now you're stepping, you know, out of the family space into the servant's domain. Notice it does change to the stained beadboard, no crown molding, very simple. And this stair is the only way to get up to the 3rd floor. The grand staircase goes to the 2nd floor, so the family would have used that. But the servants would be behind the scenes, up and down through this staircase.
Here we go. To the 3rd floor. Incredible.
So we're on the 3rd floor, and I just want to show you a couple of quick things. This house had hot and cold running water when it was built. And there was a cistern in the basement that collected water, had an electric pump that pumped it up here. And this is a giant copper line tub.
Oh my gosh.
That would have weighed a couple of tons when full of water. So thank goodness this house was built strong.
Yeah, very sturdy, right?
And it would gravity feed a hot water heater and all the cold water in the house.
Do you know how common this would have been across the island?
Every house had to collect their own water because they didn't have city water till later. So cisterns were common, not probably pressure fed, you know, like this. This was probably reserved for the wealthy.
Wow.
Everybody else was hand pumping or carrying buckets.
And who doesn't want to go into the attic of an old house? I mean, this is so much fun.
This bathroom
It's
used to
huge.
be a workroom, and they just poured concrete over it again in 1920 when Eliza, she needed bathrooms and bedrooms. Put in the tile, brought a sink up. Every bedroom had a sink originally, but they didn't need it when they added baths, so they brought that original 1893 sink up and repurposed it here. Put in the tub and the toilet, and this is that cupola area.
Ah, yes.
The termites have made it all the way up to the tippy top over there. And then there's just a couple of rooms. This would have, again, been the servant's domain. It would have been a sewing room or storage, do the ironing. There was a washroom, laundry downstairs, and more workspace downstairs. The whole floor was finished out and used, so a lot of space. The Kempner family, the children who were Eliza's great-grandchildren, they remember coming and spending summers here and staying in these rooms. So this, in that day, was the children's domain.
Oh, could you imagine reading a book up here?
All that.
Wow.
And you can see the water, but it's hard to tell the difference between the sky and the water blend together.
Wow.
This is my favorite room, and I think I love it because it's got a fancy screen door. You can see the construction, so you can see all this incredible timber that this is built with, just how heavy it is. It's that beautiful old slow growth pine. This is that peak of the front porch, and look at the view of the Bishop's Palace and the medical center. I didn't realize the medical center was so extensive. Until I
it's
bought
massive,
this
right?
house, and you could see it fully from up here. It's just amazing.
Goodness.
This is, I think, one of the, but it's got a hand pump.
Oh, yes.
So you can gravity feed the house from that tub.
That's
on
right.
the other side, but you can't gravity feed sideways.
Oh, wow.
So they had a hand pump, and when they got the city water, they just left the
They
hand
just left
pump.
it there, yeah.
So we're very fortunate to have that. But what a fun.
So
space
would this have been more storage as well, maybe,
I
or?
think it was probably storage. It was finished out with the wood. Which
Uh-huh.
The Victorians, people put shiplap on houses and all
Mhm.
this stuff. They would have died before they had that exposed. They would have put wallpaper over it
Yeah.
or something. But up here it was always exposed. So I think it was a storeroom.
Ah.
And it's got this huge, big cedar closet.
Yeah.
So for blankets, little
Mhm.
coats or little clothes. Another storage closet. So I think this was probably store room, and with the sink, maybe where they did sewing or like laundry or hand laundry.
Amazing. I'm blown away. It's so big. It's giant.
And we've ripped out the floor over there just looking for termites. You have to find
Oh,
them.
yeah.
These walls collapsed in, we had to redo those, but we only found a little bit of termite damage over there. So we think we stopped them before they got all the way up and did significant damage to the roof structure.
It's almost like you could put an entire another floor of attic space all the way up there.
We're lucky to have that because all our AC air handling equipment.
Oh, that's perfect. That's
We
perfect.
wanted to get AC throughout the house for climate control.
It's a necessity.
It's a necessity.
You gotta have it.
In the winter months when it gets cold and walls get cold and then you get a warmer, humid day,
Mm-hmm.
condensation literally
Ah,
runs
yeah.
down the walls inside. It's just like a giant terrarium. And you can see Clayton put transoms everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That goes into an attic. So everything was about
Yeah, circulating the air.
and movement of air. Even the closets have transoms. So
Well, that Nicholas Clayton knew what he was doing.
look at this little space.
I know, isn't it great?
Can you see having a little
That's perfect.
chaise lounge here and a book and sitting up here just reading?
Definitely. You can just sit there and watch Galveston Unscripted videos.